Hi. So what is Liam's status? Is he, gonna potentially be back this week? Does he need a little bit more time?
Oh, he's working out. Still don't know exactly what his status is right now. I mean, he's getting better. He had a good workout yesterday. Played some 3-on-3, got up and down full court. He looked good. He fell down. That was good. So that's where he's at right now. It's good that he's came out of that good. When you really get back on the court and you hadn't played in over a year, just those little subtle milestones are huge. And he was bumping. He's extremely tired. He's getting fatigued, but he's working his butt off, and hopefully sooner rather than later he's able to get out there. When he gets back, it's definitely probably still be on a minutes restriction. So it's not like he's gonna come back, full bore, but it's definitely good to have that big body out there and all that he brings to the game.
Jerry, are you able to turn on your camera and fire away?
I am not. I didn't get an option for the camera.
Okay.
But can I ask a question?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Coach, I wondered if you saw Kentucky play Kansas, what impression that made on you?
No, I mean, I saw some of the game. I saw that they played a lot of a zone. Kansas went to a lot of zone against them. Went to like a triangle and two and whatnot. So it just shows just how efficient they can be, to where teams go away from what they normally do to try to stop what they're doing. We know them. We know what they present. They got Grady, who's a 3-point shooter. Got Shibwe, who's a really big threat on the post, and then you feel like you want to take those guys away. Ty Washington, try to focus on their perimeter and the big, and then Keon Brooks comes and gets 27. So, they're a really good team. We got to be prepared to guard them. I thought that we guarded them a little bit soft, and intentionally our scheme was to try to let the two in the pick and roll kind of handle it. And Ty really got going in the mid-range last game. We switched it up a little bit, adjusted a little bit, and contained them a little better in the second half. But it's going to be important for us to mix it up with them, give them any steady diet of anything. Then Cal's going to switch it up. He has the personnel to do that, and he does a really good job at that. I mean, I watched him a couple of earlier games, just watching the SEC games, and they were really struggling in ball screen coverages, and to come out the second half, he didn't run any more ball screens. He does a good job of mixing it up and making sure that he stays away from what you're trying to take them away from. So we got to be prepared to have a lot in our bag and play well ourselves offensively. That's going to be the key for us to play well and score ourselves offensively, because their misses, they're really getting out and trying to push it in transition, playing really, really fast, and even on their makes, they're taking it out quickly and getting some easy opportunities, getting ahead of teams on made baskets as well. So we can't celebrate any scores. Got to get back and try to get our defense set and try to defend them in the half court.
I guess it's obvious, but how important is Scotty to what Vandy can do offensively?
It's important for all of our teams. I mean, I think Scotty benefits. He's our best player. The ball is always going to gravitate to the best player. And I think he doesn't even have to try to force anything, because I mean his main thing needs to be getting everybody involved. Once he gets everybody involved and those guys become a threat, the game is going to open up for him. And the beauty of it is having Rodney back, and now he allows the game to open up for everybody, and more so for Scotty, because now he's, instead of a point guard, a quicker point guard is on him. Now it's more of a 2 guard who may have a little bit more size, but they won't have the foot speed to really handle him and his playmaking. Shooting guards aren't really used to guarding point guards, even though a lot of teams switch a lot. You see that across our league. There's still a favorable matchups, and we like our matchup with Rodney and Scotty out there together. So it's, I think hadn't been any secret. When they're out there together, we've seemed to be able to have some success, and hopefully we can continue to do that. We got, 10 regular season games left, and, but more onus for us has got to be our attention to detail on the defensive end. Even in the Georgia game, I just thought we were moving it and doing things so well offensively that we lost a little focus and attention to detail on the defensive end. I thought we had some opportunities in that first half to really get some separation, but because it was coming so easy that, we didn't lock in. We got back cut a number of times, and those are the things that we have to try to avoid. We want to keep defenses in front of us and make them make shots over the top and not give them easy opportunities. And they had a number of those in that game. We talked about those over the last couple of days. Hopefully we can clean those up so that won't be an issue on this week.
Thanks.
Robbie?
Hey, I wanted to ask about Shane Dezzoni. I feel like he's had some really good flashes this season and also struggled a bit lately. What have you seen from him lately? How can he improve? Is this just kind of typical up and down play from a freshman? What do you see there?
Yeah, I think that's really what it is. I mean, he actually had some really good practices and probably just bad coaching. I probably should have played him a little bit more. He had a turnover, when he got in the game, but, Scotty didn't set the screen. When you go back and watch the game, Scotty didn't set a good screen. Jordan didn't come in there with the urgency that he needed to catch the ball. But in real time, it looked like Shane came in the game and turned over the ball. And then, and they scored in transition. So those things happened. He got caught up in that a little bit. But he's a really good player for us, man. He's going to be a really good player for us. He's a young guy that's getting better. He takes it to teach, and he makes some mistake. But again, it's like stuff that happens. The last time we played Georgia in the first game, he was minus 12 at the half, right? So it's like that stuff is still in my mind too. Like maybe Georgia and the team that he needs to get a bunch of minutes again. But he has been doing some really good things in practice, and I think he has the size and the playmaking ability to be a factor this week in both games we play, Kentucky and LSU. And then Drew Weichert, he'd been, doing some really good things for us. So I still, didn't feel like because Rodney was back, just wanted to snatch him completely out of the lineup. And so it's, it's just those decisions that you make in the game, and you hopefully at the end of the day, they result in a win. For us, but it's just kind of a feel, but it's not anything that he did wrong. I mean, Terran Frank came in and gave us a nice boost. Ran the floor hard, got a nice basket in transition, came back and really tested hard, got an offensive rebound, kicked the ball out to Terran Frank. To Tyron Lawrence at the end of the half for that three. So he's earned himself a few more minutes too, but it's a balance of getting guys that deserve a few more minutes and then making sure that your starters and those guys that's playing the bulk of the minutes get a good rhythm as well. So that's just a balancing act, but that's nobody's responsibility but mine.
Do you think I saw Shane, was sometimes bringing the ball up, especially when Rodney was out. Do you think now that he can move off the ball, do you think that can unlock him a little bit more?
Yeah, again, I do think that he has the ability to make plays against, two guards. I mean, I thought eventually that he maybe could, really, man the point, come out and handle it. He has the size. They can get under him a little bit and harass him a little bit. I was trying to teach him a little bit of old Magic Johnson, trying to back guards down and bring it up that way. But he's really good in pick and roll, has good deception of looking off guys and making those plays. He gets a little cute with it, sometimes, and that's when I got to get that old coach's yank on him. But but he has enough time to figure it out and get it right.
Go ahead, Justin.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Shane Foster's jersey retirement this coming weekend. I mean, he's been a pretty big supporter of your tenure here already, and that was a pretty cool moment on Twitter we all saw. Can you talk a little bit about that and kind of how important it is to connect with kind of Commodore basketball history?
Oh, absolutely, man. I think that's it's huge who Shane has been. I mean, obviously I saw the highlights of, that game that he had, here. I think it was his last home game or something. Just unbelievable player, and just a great person. He's been a guy that's obviously been a huge supporter, not just of the program, but of our guys. I mean, he really takes on the role of a big brother, and we encourage that. We embrace that. All of our alumni, we want them to be a part. I mean, I think I've tweeted out different times, man, come and get some gear, come and meet our guys. We want them, we understand the history of what's going on, before us. I mean, I always say that institutional knowledge is extremely important, for I can't teach them that. I went to the University of North Carolina, that's why I hired James to be on staff. He's a guy that walked these, it's not halls, but you know what I mean? He's been here, he's been in these dorms. He know what it's like to live on campus. He know what it's like to live in Nashville. And for all of our alumni, we want them to feel a part of what we're doing. So I thought it was just a great honor to put one of our best ever to do it, and still one that's super connected to our guys and to our program and our community, to be able to honor him against, him being from Louisiana, having LSU come in town. I'm just looking forward to a great weekend and celebrating not only a former great player, but a great man who really walks the walk and talk the talk about what it's like to be a Vanderbilt man.
Jerry, you got another one for us?
Yeah, Jerry, I wanted to ask you about the first game. Oscar Tshiebwe had 30 points, and he's had big numbers in a number of games, as you know. I wonder if he reminds you of anybody in your basketball past, and how important is it to try to keep him within limits?
Yeah, that's yeah, I mean, obviously we want to try to contain him and control him. We don't want him to have 30 again. But just he's unique. He really is unique. I mean, I think he shoots it, better than I feel like he should from 15 to 18 feet. Like if you want to give up something from him, you want to give him that. But if you don't have a contested, stick hand up, he can make those shots, and then he gets you on the block. As far as maybe a pro, that's a good question, man. I got to think about that a little bit. Maybe I have something for you post game, but hopefully we're not discussing another 30-point game.
Thanks.